Hi Virgo, welcome to Firedance Witch Tarot. I hope that you are doing well. This is my new channel, so I hope that you enjoy the readings here. Make sure to check all of the other readings that correspond with your zodiac signs, whether it be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. So I hope that you enjoy the monthly reading that you're about to receive. If you do, I hope that you will consider subscribing, checking the notification bell so that you always receive the messages whenever I upload a new video, and leave a comment down below, and just leave me a thumbs up or any constructive criticism. I will take it on and try to learn from here, and hopefully I will become a better YouTube reader, because being a reader is really good, but it's a different dynamic doing it through the lens of a camera. So I hope that you enjoy. I hope that it comes across in a clear and helpful way. And so let us begin with your reading, Virgo. All right, we're going to be using here the Soul Helper Oracle to get the overall picture of what it is that's coming down for you this month. So I would like to ask for Spirit and your Spirit guide and your Spirit guides and my Spirit guides to work together so that we can get the messages across to you that you need at this time. It is meant for the month of May, but whenever you stumble across it is when you're meant to stumble across this message. So let's not worry too much about dates. So your first one is, have the courage to be free. Know that freedom begins where desire ends. So new camera, so I'm going to try to learn the angles as best as I can. So here we go. Having the courage to be free. Now this is interesting because there is this idea that in order to be free we have to do a certain prescribed thing or a prescribed way of doing things, and it's sort of Spirit is indicating that this isn't always the case. What is important here is to realize that each and every one of us has a different path to take and different lessons to learn. And so your path is going to be completely different from the next person. And it takes courage sometimes to sort of move away from the fold and sort of take the path less traveled and take the choice that is the least popular, because it is the one that is right for you. And so Spirit is telling you at this time that in order to take that road less traveled, you're going to have to identify what it is that is your desire, your passions. And once you identify that, the end of that road of that self-reflection and that understanding of your wants and your own needs, that is the beginning of your journey physically, by taking the road less traveled and making the choices that are necessary, as unpopular as they may be, that are right for you, because you have your own journey to take and it will not resemble that of others. You are a rather unique person, and therefore your choices and your passions are going to lead you to your own road. And it's not going to look what you think it's going to look like. In fact, it probably will not be. It'll probably surprise you, I'm hearing. Your second one is you are unique, which is what we've been saying. Be brave, a little crazy, but be yourself. So essentially, you're going to have to look within and understand more about yourself in order to understand where your passions, desires, and wishes lie. And understanding that you are a different person, you are not like everybody else, and therefore it is going to be constructive to really go within and really understand who it is that you are, because it feels like you've been sort of going with emotions and sort of going with the crowd, but you're starting to realize that this is not making you happy and is not fulfilling you, and therefore you're going to have to really analyze yourself and see where it is that Spirit is pointing you in. And what the road that Spirit is pointing you in is not just the one that is right for you, but is one that is actually going to make you happy, because it actually matches what it is. I'm hearing it matches the song that you are trying to sing. So their Spirit is trying to provide you the music that goes along with that song, but at the moment it sounds completely like it's not really meshing with your life right now, because you're not in the path where you're supposed to be, which is why you're encountering quite a bit of obstacles, I'm hearing, because Spirit has been trying to tell you that this is not the right path for you, and so Spirit has been wanting to direct you in very gentle but very clear ways to the fact that you're not where you're supposed to be. And here we have a message is trying to reach you. Again, it's exactly what we were talking about, is that Spirit has been trying to tell you in different ways that the way you have been going is not the way that you should have been going. And so you're going to have to pay a little bit closer attention to these signs that Spirit has been trying to communicate to you, and see where it is that they're going to be leading. And this is going to be very important, because it's going to be giving you the signposts of the path that you're going to be taking soon enough, because your soul contract, the decisions that you made before you came down to earth, are making themselves known. They're saying, okay, you've done all that work. It's not that it's been in vain, but it is part of your knowledge and your knowledge journey. That is going to be the foundations for what is going to come next. But now it really is time to embark on your own path that is probably going to be a little bit of a surprise for you, because it's not where you thought you were going, but it's better than what you would have hoped and expected for. Okay, so let's get a little bit more information about this for Virgo. Spirit and Spirit guides, what does Virgo need to know? What more information do they need? For the month of May. What else does Virgo need to know? If you have any Taurus placements in your chart, you might want to check out the Taurus reading. There was a lot about self-reflection as well, so you might identify with that reading as well. What else does Virgo need to know right now? Gods and Spirits. Your first card. I don't really read reversals. It's more like reading a page upside down from a book. It can be done, but it's a little bit of a bother. So I will get the information that I need to get regardless, so it will be communicated to you. So here we have the Emperor. The Emperor is an interesting energy. It is one about being in control and charting. Now, I am being told that it is important to note the fact that it came upside down, because at this point in time, you have been sort of controlling your path and sort of dictating and charting your path the way you thought it was supposed to be. But now that it's being turned upright, it's when you're starting to realize that you had the map upside down. That's what I'm hearing. They can be a little cheeky sometimes. You had the map upside down, and now you realize that you were completely going in the wrong direction. So now you're sort of settling yourself down to sort of not necessarily retracing your steps, but sort of redirecting. I'm hearing something funny. Recalculating. That's what I'm hearing. Recalculating. So essentially you're sort of going back to the drawing board and saying, okay, I have all of this. I have all this knowledge. Now that I know that, I have to sort of redirect myself into another direction, I'm going to use all of that background to my favor. So no matter what, you're still in control and you're still stable and you're still sort of directing the troops, as it were. So directing all of your energy and all of your knowledge towards what it is that you're going to be redirecting towards. What else does Virgo need to know for this month? Gods and spirits. What else? We have the Four of Swords. That's interesting energy, considering that there is very much this sort of gung-ho, ready to go, very much in control, directing troops, sort of very, very methodical, pushing forward energy. Now we get the Four of Swords, which essentially is the one of rest. So what I'm getting here from that is that in order to find out where it is that you need to go, you need to take a pause and take that moment to reassess and sort of clear out the cobwebs of stuff that you have forgotten way in the past that will be useful now in the present. So make sure that you take that time to really go through that sort of reservoir of memories in order to bring that to the surface and starting from a clean slate. Even though you're using everything that is at your disposal, all your tools of the trade are there with you, beside you, within you. You have everything that you need. You just have to sort of dust up some of those things that you have in those talents and those bits of knowledge that you have deep down in your memory banks. Dust them off and just bring them down to the fore. I'm hearing things that you thought weren't going to be useful, but they were really nice, that you've put on the shelf. It's time to bring them down, dust them off, and start using them. They aren't just for decoration. Okay, what else? We've got the Page of Pentacles. So here we have a person that is literally at a crossroads with a map and a coin. So here we have that sort of new inspiration, new knowledge, and that sort of subtle hint of where it is that you need to begin your journey. It might be a small piece of the puzzle, but it is an important piece of the puzzle because it's the establishing one that starts creating the pattern for the path forward. And once you have that bit of knowledge, you're going to use that Emperor energy and forge ahead. One step at a time, you're going to be forming that image in your mind of where it is that you're going. And once you have that, there's nothing that's going to stop you. What else do we need to know for Virgo? Can we get 3 more, please? Okay, so we've got death. Death is all about transformation. So this is a very much a transformative journey for you, where it's not only transformative, but it's also a rediscovering of talents and knowledge that you had deep down inside that you have completely forgotten. And this is going to transform you for yourself when you look at yourself in the mirror, but it's also going to be transformative in the way that other people are going to see you. There's going to be that element of unrecognition, and it's not going to be in a negative way. It's absolutely going to be in a positive way, because they're going to see written in your eyes, in your soul, in the way you carry yourself, your energy, your aura. They're going to see all the hard work that has gone through in order to take the steps necessary, all that courage that it was needed to take the path less traveled. It is not going to be it's not going to be easy in some ways for you to take this, because you took very much comfort in that knowledge, of that sense of knowing who you are, that control of oneself, all of that. It's going to be transformed, because the thing that you thought you were in the path that you were so confident you were supposed to be on was not it. And that's why there's going to be that moment of realization where you realize that this was the reason why you weren't fulfilled and you weren't as happy as you should have been, is because it wasn't honoring the part of yourself that needed to come forward, and that you were supposed to bring out in this lifetime. And now Spirit is redirecting you into that direction, and bringing you back to where you were supposed to be. So that transformation element is very much going to be felt palpably, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And it's not just going to be you who's going to be noticing that transformation, but others as well. It's going to allow you to go through the door that you didn't think was even available to you, I'm hearing. What else does Virgo need to know for this month? What else does Virgo need to know? Please guide them for their highest and greatest good. Too many. What else do they need to know? What else do they need to know? Here we go. Okay. So we've got here the Eight of Swords. So here we have the representation of what it is that I've been saying, that feeling of I should be happier, I should be more fulfilled, and you didn't quite know or understand why you were feeling that sort of dissatisfaction with life. And essentially what Spirit is saying is that it was very much your decisions that had led you to this, but it wasn't one that was done consciously, in the sense that you weren't thinking about that you were making the wrong decision, that it was negative what you were doing. And in essence, none of it was negative. In the contrary, it has given you lots of knowledge and lots of tools to move forward. And there were good and positive moments about the whole thing. In fact, you had the power all along to move it away. But if you hadn't done that, you might have never realized, you might have never had that moment of realization. That's what I'm hearing. It's you needed that moment to sort of sit you down and sort of block out all of the distractors in order for you to hear the bird. Where is it? Right there. Remember, we were just talking about Spirit bringing in the music of your true song, you might have never been able to hear it if you weren't brought to the point where you had to block everything else out in order to hear it. So all of these things had led you to the point where you actually realized there was another door available. And so it's not that you have lost time, and it's not that you coulda, shoulda, woulda. No, all of this was actually necessary to get you to the point where you could actually realize that there was an aspect of your life that needed to be activated. And in order to get to the point of activation, you needed to go through the steps. That's what I'm hearing. And so, of course, we have the sun right here. So they want, because it came upside down, they want me to reiterate the fact that it's not that you have lost time. It really was necessary. In order to get to this point, you had to be able to experience all of these things, because these were important stepping stones, and these were important lessons and tools that you needed to acquire to get to this point. And so it's not about seeing it from a bittersweet perspective, or even seeing it from a glass half empty sort of thing, like I should have been able to do this from the start. We all have our journey, and the journey is different. And so try not to compare yourself and bring down your success of coming to this point and realizing who you truly are and what your path is really supposed to be. You're just going to tarnish the moment, as it were. So try not to think about it in those terms. Try to realize the fact that you needed all of these steps in order to get there, and these were necessary in order to realize that the door was even there and to begin with, because you might have never been able to see it if you hadn't been brought to a point where you were able to bring down the distractions and bring down the veil that you had upon your eyes in order to be able to see it. And so it is important to realize that these were necessary steps in order to get there, and that the happiness and joy comes from finally being to the place where you can actually see clearly and be able to have the courage to take the steps necessary in order to move on to a journey that is completely different from everybody else's. And that is going to take guts. That's going to take courage in order to do that, and sort of celebrate that fact that you are in a point in your life that you actually have that gumption to take the steps necessary and be able to see it, that it is even there and it is a possibility for you to do. Now we got a little extra card here. It's a sort of a wrapping up of the whole energy. We have the Page of Wands. So this is the moment where you're going to get the inspiration. You're going to get that spark that is going to lead you down the path that you need to take. You also have here, for example, the salamander. So know that you are protected with the steps that you're taking. It's going to take courage, and it's going to take a leap of faith. And that leap of faith is going to be rewarded, because not only did you do all the work that you needed to do in order to get to this point, but the spirit of the salamander right here is telling you that you are protected, even though you're sort of taking chances. But these are good chances that you're taking, and they're pointing you in the right direction, and you can follow your spirit guide down the road where you need to be. We have the golden collar, so we have that abundance and success coming through in the energy of this card, and you have indeed everything that you need at your disposal in order to make that happen. So I hope, Virgo, that you enjoyed your reading. This is your reading for the month of May, but of course, any time that you come to it, that's the time that you're supposed to receive this message. And so I hope that you've enjoyed enough to subscribe, like, leave a comment down below, click the notification bell so that you know when I upload my next video. Make sure that you check out all of your other chart positions to sort of blend in the energy so that you can get the biggest, clearest picture for your month coming up. Lots of love to you, and hope to see you soon. Bye.